Our quadruple header continues on quarterfinal Saturday at the World Juniors. Still to come, the defending champions, Canada, take on the Czech Republic, who are hoping to spoil the host bid for back-to-back gold.
It's like he's got Velcro all over. And Cousins drives the bus again.
While the Star-Spangled Americans have a date with Slovakia in the late game.
His brilliant tournament continues.
Terrific movement by USA.
But before that, it's a classic hockey battle between arch rivals Finland and Sweden in a rematch of last year's bronze medal game.
Alexander Holtz with a brilliant move. I don't know how to say tic-tac-toe in Finnish, but that was tic-tac-toe in English.
A place in the semis is on the line next.
I'm not gonna not.
Alberta on the second day of 2021. Fresh start for all of us, including the 6 countries left to play 3 more quarterfinals today. Anton Lundell, a force for Finland. In the first 3 games, not so much against Canada. On the other side, Philip Broberg in the building. He'll be playing with the Oilers someday. First trying to end Sweden's recent history of struggling in this playoff round. How you doing, Canada? James Duffy and Bob McKenzie here for quarterfinal number 2 of the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. A battle between 2 teams trying to forget 2020, or at least the last night of 2020. New Year's Eve was no party for Sweden or Finland. The Finns were unusually unpesky as they were dominated by Canada. Sweden, fresh off having their 54-game winning streak in group play ended by Russia, looked tired and overwhelmed against the Americans. One will finally get to celebrate tonight a berth in the semis. To get you ready, Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
Sweden led the preliminary round in shots on goal, and Craig, a lot of those shots coming from 2 young stars.
Yeah, Alexander Holtz and Lucas Raymond. And, you know, the fate of the Swedes lays in these 2 top-scoring players' hands if they want to get past Finland. And in the tournament, Alexander Holtz is first and Lucas Raymond is 4th with respect to quality scoring chances. So they're getting their chances. They're getting the looks in and around the net, and I don't expect it to be any different in this game. Now for Sweden, they're going to have to finish a lot more because the offense really does come down to those 2 players.
And the 2 led the preliminary round in shots on goal, 21 shots apiece.
Finland's offense completely smothered against Canada. Who does Sweden have to be wary of, though?
Well, they're not a gifted offensive team to begin with, and certainly in that game against Canada, their best offensive players were shut out, and they'll be looking to bounce back. Florida first-round pick Anton Lundell, the captain of the team, he was -3 and zeros across the board in the game against Canada. And Topi Niemela, who's a real good offensive defenseman the Toronto Maple Leafs have drafted, a good prospect for them. He was -2 in the last game out with 0 points. So those are just 2 of many players for Finland that are going to try and get this thing going against their arch rivals, the Swedes.
Russia already into the semis with that 2-1 win over plucky Germany earlier on today. Here's the sked for the rest of the day. Canada and the Czech Republic, as mentioned, 3.5 hours away from the drop of the puck in that one. The U.S. and Slovakia will wrap things up later tonight in Edmonton. Swedes had that 54-game winning streak snapped, as mentioned. Now their goal is to improve on a 15-16 playoff record over that same time frame. Drop of the puck right after this.
The 20 on defense à défense numéro 2, Santiago Hata.
To play for gold at the 2021 World Junior Championship, you'll need to get through quarterfinal Saturday. Finland coming off a loss to Canada, Sweden coming off back-to-back losses to Russia and Team USA. That is our second match here in Edmonton. The referees, Olivier Gouin from Terrebonne, Mike Langen from Saskatoon, and the linesman Matthew Minot from Niagara Falls, and Ben O'Quinn from Woodstock. In goal for Sweden, it is Hugo Alnefelt, 46 of 51 he has stopped so far. Number 1 minutes played at last year's championship and number 2 in save percentage. And it will be Kari Pirainen will start for Finland. He has stopped 66 of 73 for a .917 save percentage. Joel Ronmark in behind the bench for Sweden. Their coaching staff has been disrupted because of COVID. And in behind the bench for Finland, it'll be Antti Pettinen. He was Liga Coach of the Year in Hämeenlinna. He's also coached the Spangler Cup team for Sweden. Finland and Sweden, quarterfinal action.
Here we go, fellas. Most goals wins. Here we go.
Hadaka back for Heinola. Swings it back for Hadaka. Russia has advanced to the semifinals, eliminating Germany earlier. Canada, Czech Republic will be game 3. USA, Slovakia will be game 4. Philip Broberg banged up in this tournament, but is out there for Sweden.
There's no place else he would be. If he can play, he's going to give it everything he's got. And motivation for Sweden and Finland, you don't need any. All you need to see is the other country on the schedule. That's motivation enough for these players.
Some terrific matchups over the years at every level between these two countries. Putia plays it back. Firo will send this in. All in the felt. Soderstrom sends it up the boards. That got stopped at center. Putia breaks it up. Parsonen couldn't get a stick on it, and it's back for Niemela. Great tournament for Topi Niemela. 2 goals, 7 points. At center ice, this gets sent in. Niemela now will head to the bench on the line change. He leads all defensemen in scoring after the preliminary round. Lambert plays it back at the line. Putia, the wrister, that went wide. Pokanen trying to hold it in. This gets batted over the glass and out, and we will have the game's first power play.
No, Gunler trying to get a stick on that puck and get it out of the defensive zone. Gets it out of play, and here it is right here. The puck bounces up, and then Gunler with his stick bats it out. Puck over glass. James Duthie's been upset at me because I haven't given him enough credit for the puck over glass that was #1 on the TSN Billboard 100 for a long time. He feels I'm giving too much credit to Lester McLean. So, James, consider this to be your credit for puck over glass.
So Finland goes to the power play. Finland's power play #2 in the World Championship after the preliminary round at 38.4%. 5 power play goals on 13 opportunities for Finland. Sweden on the penalty kill after being #1 in the World Junior Championship last year at 84.6. It has been an area of concern, 60%. Sweden has only killed 6 of 10 so far. Heinola drops it off. As Finland goes to the man advantage, the pass around the board's going there. And Lundell will lead the players to the bench for the line change.
It's important for me to give James Duthie a little love on this day because his beloved Clemson Tigers got annihilated by Tessa Bonham's beloved Ohio State Buckeyes.
Well, closing in on 11 o'clock here soon in Finland as they take in this game, as we will have a look at our virtual fan club, seeing if their team can advance to the semifinals.
I have loved the virtual fan. It has been great. I mean, obviously it's better to have the fans in the building, but what a neat way for the fans to share in the experience of the World Junior.
Lambert's pass goes off the skate out to center. Niemela has to be careful. Heineman, who has a shorthanded goal in this tournament, almost had an opportunity there. Nikkanen carries it back in, shovels it over for Parsonen, and offside is called. Well, closing in on 10 o'clock in Sweden as we say hello to everyone on our virtual fan club.
Lower left corner, looks like people had the snacks and joined themselves. Gotta love that.
Can't watch hockey with it. What's that? Looks like nachos, maybe some chicken wings. Lundell comes back out.
There's a Swedish drink called glögg that they serve over the holidays. I wonder if there's some glögg in there.
I would be shocked if there wasn't. Heinola. Hainala blocked a shot against Canada. There was some question whether or not he would be ready for this game, but he is. Anton Lundell takes it off the sideboards, back for Hainala. Hainala trying to drive that through. It's deflected wide. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Lundell down to the goal line. In front, Pudio with the shot. That never got through. And now picked up and backhanded down the ice by Hedstrom.
Terrific pass by Hirvonen.
Here comes Lundell again. Lundell to the short side. And Alnefelt got a piece of that. Hainala trying to hold it in, can't, and plays it back for Niemela. Power play is over. And Niemela will get chased all the way back by Niederbach. Niederbach between Holtz and Raymond. This top line now for Sweden.
Well, Theodore Niederbach jumping in there. A real significant loss for Sweden was Carl Henriksson. Is it COVID, the New York Rangers second-round draft pick? He really is so important to Holtz and Raymond. The way he plays the center ice position, he just seems to maximize the abilities of those two brilliant wingers. So a big loss for Sweden.
Petman's pass was picked off, and then Petman makes a great recovery before Lucas Raymond could wire it. Holtz got knocked down to one knee, gets up, has the puck, finds Raymond. Raymond for Broberg. Broberg sends it back. Victor Soderstrom will play it back in behind the net. Niederbach gets wrapped up there by Viro. Around for Petman, and Petman for Finland will chop this out to center. Soderstrom back up for Holtz. Holtz has Raymond heading to the front of the net. Pass is deflected away, and Korinen right back up the ice for Finland. Korinen wide, and a nice takeaway there by Hedstrom. It's jammed out to center. Raymond and Holtz on their way to the players' bench now on the change. Parssinen carries back in for Finland. Parssinen got squeezed out on the near side boards by Bjorn Fort. Back at the line, Kokkonen swings it around. Back to the blue line. Long shot, that got turned away as Raniami found a bit of a lane to get it through. Soderblom in on the forecheck, but cleared away. Here comes Putia. Putia with the wrist shot, and Alnefelt will snare that and hang on.
Well, in the New Year's Eve game, Hugo Alnefelt had a tough outing. He just didn't appear sharp right from the get-go. A puck off his glove, and then a bank shot, and then another one where he just doesn't find the puck, and Jesper Wallstedt comes in and replaces him, but right from that initial shot, he just wasn't on it. Goaltenders have that, but he's got a good resume playing for Sweden. He was the goaltender when they won the gold medal at the U18 tournament. And during that tournament, he had an outing that was really rough. Came back and was instrumental in them winning the gold medal in April 2019.
Had a very good tournament last year. Sweden beat Finland twice last year at the World Junior Championship. Opening game. A game that went to overtime. Holtz got the winner late. And then in the playoffs, there's another 3-2 victory for Sweden. Nikkanen with the wrist shot, and Alnefelt will make the save and hang on to it. Scoreless here in period one.
The smooth skating Brad Lambert comes out of the neutral zone, and Henry Nikkanen, I mean, offensive players. Here's Lambert going through the middle. Now give the puck right back to him. He wants the puck. Nikkanen kicks it over to the left on his backhand. And you can just see that Lambert's itching to get that puck. He's got a step and potentially an opportunity, and Nikkanen goes the other way with it.
Face off to the right of Alnefelt. Lundell, who has been excellent in the face-off department, coming into this game at 73.1%, which is #1 in the World Junior Championship for players taking 25 or more face-offs. Here comes Lundell. Missed last year's championship because of an injury. Part of the gold medal winning team in 2019 in Vancouver. Niemela's shot. Niederbach got in front of that. Niederbach and his line mates will head to the bench, and Niemela will circle back into his own zone. The Toronto third-round draft pick in 2020. with 7 points so far. Niemela snaps it up at center. Nice little redirect for Hellenius. 2 goals in the tournament for Hellenius. Dishes it off back at the line. Kokkonen looking for the carom off the backboards. Korinen goes in after it. Knocked away from him. Broberg gets all wrapped up in the corner. Broberg gets some help. And Sweden will control and back for Broberg. Broberg off the glass. This misses Gunler. And an icing call here against Sweden.
Well, we know that Philip Broberg is not at 100%. But he is a terrific competitor. You know, his 3rd World Junior appearance. He played here at the Linka Gretzky in 2018. He's his 2nd year in Skellefteå in the SHL. Ken Holland, you know this with Ken, is that he's going to allow the players to develop and grow and mature before bringing them into the NHL to compete for a spot and contribute. And his record of that is well known, and for Philip Broberg, a young defenseman, just trust him because he's setting you up for success.
At center, Bjornfort plays this ahead, and Akurati is on it. The Arizona pick plays it back for Vero. Vero sends it up to the line, no further. This gets carried back in by Hedstrom. Jammed up in the corner. No score, Sweden and Finland. Hedstrom now finally turns it over. He gets out at center. Nikkanen trying to find some room. Back in for Soderblom. Soderblom takes it to the outside, puts on the break. Soderblom to the short side. In a quiet period so far for Buchanan. Heineman. Sunzek. Back for Soderblom. He got stopped. Big hit. Soderblom runs into Bureau. Puck is kept in at the blue line. Victor Soderstrom plays it for Soderblom. Soderblom couldn't trap it. Garavente for Finland trying to gain control of it. Squeezed up against the boards. Heinola in a battle there with Big Soderblom. Back to the blue line it comes. Albert Johansson will send this back down low. So now some offensive zone time here. Shot through some traffic by Johansson. Good save by Pirainen. Vero will take it in behind his own net. Sweden getting a change in. Lundell plays this ahead for Hirvonen. Hirvonen gets to center ice, no further. And right back in, long shot by Kvist. And Pirainen makes the save and holds.
Well, mixing it up. Kiss going to the net. Hadaka.
Niederbach leaves for Raymond. Raymond trying to find some space against Niemela. Raymond on the wraparound. And he swings it just past the near post. Philip Broberg holds it in. Now turned over. Lundell quickly ahead for Simon Tybell. He'll drop it back for Hirvonen. Back for Lundell. Lundell. He looked backdoor. Hadaka had jumped in down low to join the attack. Now a lead pass for Raymond is too far. And an icing call against Sweden.
When you're on the ice with Alexander Holtz or Lucas Raymond, you got to be ready for pucks. You got to be ready for pucks around the net. Theodore Niederbach comes to the net, but he's got his stick up in the air. All he's got to do is have his stick down and be ready. It's a tap-in. You got to be ready. You got to be anticipating. You got to be reading it. Niederbach's late opportunity missed.
Sweden 155 shots on goal coming into this game to lead the World Junior Championship in that category. Finland at 146. And you can add 3 to those totals because that's where it sits now, 3 apiece. Rubio the screen shot. Alnefelt did not see it. Comes off the backboards to the side of the net. And now we have a pile up, and Alnefelt looks as though he may be shaken up. And now Alnefelt pops up to the pads. Scoreless here in the first.
In this scramble around the net, Hugo Alnefelt, goaltenders get twisted and contorted in different spots, and you can see Alnefelt, his left leg gets on the outside of the post and maybe stretches the groin a little bit. You can see as he's rolling over, feeling it a little bit, but stretched it out and back in the net.
Johansson off the glass, sends it down the ice, and icing gets waved off. Good hustle there by Heineman. Heineman is after it, tries to stuff it on for Gunler. To the line it comes. Victor Soderstrom with the blast, that went wide. And the rebound cleared, and this goes off a glove at the Finland bench, and we'll get a stoppage. Alnefelt, a Tampa Bay pick back in 2019.
It's always amazing when you watch how the goaltenders, how athletic they are, how they're able to stretch themselves out into positions that are pretty much impossible for anybody that doesn't perform in Cirque du Soleil.
Attica plays this off the far side out to center. Bjornfort chased back into his own zone. Plays give and go there with Niederbach. Raymond takes it off the sideboards. Raymond trying to get away from Yeravente. Raymond on for Holtz. Holtz got tied up, and the puck gets sent by Heinola out to center ice. Bjornfort cross-site goes off the stick of Lucas Raymond. Raymond gathers it in. Raymond, the Red Wings pick in 2020, number 4 overall. And this will be an icy call now against Finland, and the face-off will come back.
Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz, they are so good at getting open. And getting open where the play becomes really simple if you can get them the puck. They present, they got their sticks down, and the interplay between the two of them is just fabulous. 4th and 7th overall picks in the 2020 NHL draft to Detroit and New Jersey.
Heinola, first-round pick back from 2019 by the Winnipeg Jets. Clears this to the Swedish line, and now right back up the ice for Soderblom. Soderblom for Heineman. Heineman rubbed out hard by Viro, and Niemela has the puck. Niemela. Simon Tybell carries it into the front of the net for Lundell. Lundell in a battle there with Johansson. Lundell plays it back at the line. Niemela for Viro. Viro lets the shot go. Soderblom got in front of it. Hirvonen leaves it for Simon Tybell. And cleared. Icing gets waved off, and now Fist is all wrapped up there. Goes to the bench. He may have taken some contact up high. Hirvonen on for Niemela. Through the middle for Hellenius. Hellenius puts on the brakes. Hellenius being watched closely by Berselius. On for Broberg. Broberg chips it through. Knee back. Slows it down, takes it back into his own zone. Some room down the left side for Bjornfot. And then he'll give way to Pudio. Pudio will play it around looking for Pettman. Postmar trying to get a stick on it, does. Postmar sends it down low. Pudio wrapped it up. Long with Nieback, came to the side of the net. And Piroinen had to be quick as that puck made its way to the front of the net. Postmar sends it right back in. Pudio getting pressured by Gunler. Off the boards, Hedstrom couldn't hold it in, has to back out quickly. And Postmar will now play it back for Andre. Andre sends it up the middle, long dump in by Gunler. Turned away and right back up at center. Parsonen trying to get a stick on it, can't. On the regroup and right back in, Heineman. Sends it in, Holmstrom now giving chase. Holmstrom ties it up there with Koivunen. Round for Ratty. Trying to shovel it out. That got stopped at the line before Nikkanen could get a stick on it. Rudio tied up there with Niederbach. Raymond is on it. Raymond sends it back to the line. Johansson back for Raymond. Raymond walks it in. Fire scores! Lucas Raymond took a look. Had Johansson busting up the middle and then snaps it high short side.
How about that deception? Houdini would be pretty proud of that. Magic in the hands. He looks right at Johansson, but he has his eye on the net, and he gets it on the short side past Piroinen. Nice play by Niederbach to put pressure on, and then Raymond keeps it alive. And a little bit of catch with Johansson, comes back down, and then a little bit of deception. Oh, what a play. You can't teach that. You can tell players about deception, but as Piroinen has to go the other way, Raymond buries it. We talked about the fate of the Swedes being in the hands of Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz in this game. What a brilliant play by the brilliant youngster, Lucas Raymond.
Second of the tournament for him. Plays in Frölunda. And Sweden with that all-important first goal. Broberg back into his own zone for Bjorkfort. Back for Broberg, sends it ahead for Heineman. And this is off a stick and into the Finland bench. Sweden with the 1-0 lead. Lucas Raymond has the tally.
Fantastic goal by Lucas Raymond. He looks, gives this fake with the stick, moves the goaltender over, moves the defenseman over. Just an unbelievable play by Lucas Raymond. You know, when you're capable of not only, you know, faking, and we see fake shots, but when you twist your body, throw your stick the other way, and take everybody off course, and your intention is to see if there's an opening somewhere and take advantage of it, that's high-end thinking.
As we saw in that replay, Piroinen never saw it. Traffic in front, Niederbach was there. Lundell back in for Finland. Simon Taival stripped of the puck by Sundsvik. And Soderblom will start back up for Heineman. Heineman will chase this into the corner, gets tapped, tied up there with Hadaka.
Let's go, let's go!
Heineman trying to pull the puck out of the pile.
Inside! He's inside!
Heineman and Hadaka and Lundell trying to convince the referee that that face-off should be outside the line.
There's your goal scorer. He debuted here at the 2018 Hlinka Gretzky tournament, and it was obvious right from the outset that he was a bright young player. And he's left no doubt every time since.
Sweden eligible to return 8 to next year's tournament. And now we've got a penalty to Hellenius, so an interesting turn of events here. Finland, who felt the faceoff should be outside the line.
Well, Lucas Raymond draws the penalty. Lucas
Finland
Raymond
number
is
20, minor penalty, holding.
Lucas Raymond is so elusive. I mean, Hellenius is huge, right? But Raymond always finds ways to twist, turn, get under an opponent, not lose his leverage. Draws a penalty on that one.
Samuel Hellenius, draft eligible. Parssinen shorthanded, plays it in. Finland on the penalty kill, number 2 in the World Junior Championship at 91.6%. Finland has killed 13 of 15 in this tournament. Soderstrom drops it back, and here comes Raymond. For Soderblom. Back for Raymond, and back for Soderblom. Hutia keeping an eye on it, and on the pressure now is Kokkonen. Raymond on the power play, plays it for Soderblom, scores! Second goal that Big Elmer Igor Soderblom has scored in that fashion in this tournament. Back between the legs and up to the top corner.
Yeah, what a beauty. I was asked if he has a chance to play in the NHL. Yeah, he does. He's got a real good chance to play in the NHL because he's just continuously progressed. Raymond a little fake, moves everybody around, and then feeds Soderblom, where Soderblom gets the puck on the move and then pulls it in front between the legs, up and over the shoulder, off the blocker a little bit. There's Raymond again, looking the other way, looking people off. You watch football and you watch how quarterbacks can look off, you know, the defenders and hit the open guy. Lucas Raymond has that same type of vision to look people off and make a play. Drew the penalty, gets the assist. Soderblom, the recipient of the brilliance.
For Sweden, the 6th power play goal of this tournament. Soderblom has 2 of those. Long shot by Kosmar. Turned aside by Pirainen. Back out at center and brought right back in. Petman trying to pull the trigger on it, can't. And a centering pass ends up all the way back in the Finland zone, and Ville Heinola will retreat. On for Lundell. Lundell banks it off the boards, too far for Simon Tybell. And an icing call now against Finland.
Well, I was in my 40s, Dennis, when I last saw Sweden lose in the group play. So I've seen something in this tournament, them losing consecutive games after winning 54 in a row. Now everybody can jump in and figure out how many years ago it was when I was 40, or in my 40s.
About 3 or 4. Soderblom from Raymond. Power play 16:05. And Sweden with the 2-0 lead after the opening goal from Raymond. So a 2-point game for Raymond. Lundell trying to bat that away from Sundsvik. Soderblom plays it back for Victor Soderstrom. Soderstrom gets away from Hirvonen and then makes a bump on the play from Heinola. Lundell goes in. Lundell gets a bump from Heineman. Sundsvik gets cross-checked by Niemela, and Niemela's going to go to the penalty box.
Took Sweden a little bit of time to get their first shot on goal, but they've asserted themselves.
Finland number 7, minor penalty, cross-checking.
Cross-checking the call.
Yeah, in this spot on the boards, we've seen 2 and 10 being delivered. Niemela, you know, one of the real key defensemen for Finland. There's no question that could have fallen under the category of 2 and 10.
Finland 3-1 in the round robin. Third back for Soderstrom. Lucas Raymond carries it in. Back to the power play, 2nd power play of the game. Slap shot, save, rebound. As Alexander Holtz unloaded from that offside. Kept it at the blue line, but this would be called a glove pass.
This was close to being 3-0. I'll tell you what, Kari Pirainen makes an outstanding save on Holtz. The big man Elmer Soderblom's there. The puck gets off of Kokkonen, and then he has to react with that left pad, find the puck, and then kick it out. As it went off of Kokkonen, off the stick of Holtz. Terrific save at 2-0.
This gets sent all the way down. 1:18 now left in the power play for Sweden. Soderstrom drops it back. Holtz winds his way to the line, lets the long wrist shot go. Pirainen makes the save, and quickly on it is Ville Heinola, turns and fires it down the ice. Soderstrom will go back for it. Soderstrom in 2 World Juniors now with 11 points, and now we get a stoppage in play. Igor Larionov will be joining the panel between periods 1 and 2, coming off the win against Germany and advancing to the semifinals. He'll be joining James and Bob.
He'll be beamed up to the sets, and he was an out-of-this-world player.
Beam me up, Igor. Heinola. Holmstrom plays it back at the line. Holmstrom sends it back. Broberg a shot. That got blocked by Parsonen. Nieback plays it back for Broberg. On for Holmstrom. Holmstrom takes a look. Back for Broberg. Power play continues. Gunler rattled that one off from the edge of the circle off the side of the net. Gunler on it again. Lets the wrist shot go. Piroinen makes the save and hangs onto it.
You know, just a little slip. Ville Heinola loses his edge as he's about to clear the puck. And now that allows Sweden to keep the puck in, and they move it around and get another really good scoring chance. Ville Heinola, and Dennis, a lot of people watching the Winnipeg Jets these days will not remember Lars-Erik Sjöberg. They called him the Little General. He was unbelievable. Now listen, if Heinola gets to that level, it'll be brilliant. But Heinola has a game, much like Lars-Erik, just controls it. Mentally, always in the right positions. I think he's going to be a real terrific player for the Winnipeg Jets for a lot of years.
Got into some games early last year on that opening trip. Got his first NHL goal in Pittsburgh. Johansson back into his own zone. 2-0 Sweden here late in the opening period. Soderstrom, his pass hit a leg, and Lundell plays it back into his own end for Viro. Viro goes cross ice. Kokkonen ahead for Hirvonen. Hirvonen sends it in, and Soderstrom takes it off the backboards, spins it back. Good defensive or good offensive read there by Hirvonen to steal. On for Lundell, back for Viro, cross ice, Heinola, and the one-timer that got blocked by Kvist. And the first period will come to an end. At one time, the shots were 3-1 in favor of Finland. Shots are now 11-4 in favor of Sweden. And Sweden with a 2-0 lead. 20 minutes done here. Quarterfinal action in Edmonton.
James Duffy and Bob McKenzie back with intermission number 1 of quarterfinal number 2. Good period for the Swedes, good period for the Detroit Red Wings as both of their prospects score goals. Lucas Raymond has had a decent tournament, but what do you make of his performance in the first?
Well, Craig talked off the top about how Lucas Raymond and Alexander Holtz were going to need to be better than they have been if there was going to be a difference for Sweden in this game, and that was certainly the case early on. Raymond all sorts of jump on that wraparound, and then on this one, tremendous job of looking the goaltender off in terms of making it as if it was going to be a pass and then going right up over the bar. So, when you get the scouting report on Raymond and Holtz leading into the draft last year, it's like, well, Raymond's a great playmaker, but he can also shoot the puck, and Holtz is a better shooter, but he can also make plays. Both guys are dual threats, and Raymond most certainly showed that there.
Do you remember about a decade or a little over that on the panel when we used to have these debates over whether the between the legs move was a hot dog show-off move in hockey? And now that's so long gone because it's become a legitimate and common way to score goals.
Especially on the power play, especially when teams are cheating and maybe playing more of a diamond than a box and leaving guys alone at the side of the net. So Soderblom, I mean, it's hard to ignore him there. He's 6'7". He's got the screen going, but you can see the Finns were in a diamond, and right there, I don't know, almost like a parallelogram more than a diamond. In any case, between the legs, I've seen the Americans, I've seen the Finns on multiple occasions in this tournament. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that play down low to a left-hand shot on that side of the ice, and the easiest way to open up your angle and get most of the net to shoot at on the far side of the goalie is to take it between the legs, and a guy like Soderblom has a longer reach than most, so you're 6'7".
As long as you didn't get into rhombuses. Rhombus used to always get me confused on the geometrical scale. Igor Larionov, the Hockey Hall of Famer, the coach of Team Russia, already into the semis. He will join us next virtually. We are through one period of play with the Swedes up by 2. for the World Juniors high performance fueled by Gatorade.
There's a shorthanded chance for the run. It scores! Polamaria gets the break. Stützle down low after a puck cleared away. Shot scored! A turnover, and Danil Bashkirov will give Russia the 2-0 lead. Elias lost it, gets it back, scores! Florian Elias has Germany on the board. Peterka carries right back in. Peterka shot deflected. Elias that close to tying this game up.
What a great tournament for Germany. Hold your heads high.
But Russia, with a 2-1 win, advances to the semifinals.
Here are some more impressive Russian numbers brought to you by Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. One of the big reasons that Russia is off to the semifinals. An excellent penalty kill. Perfect today, 5 for 5, including that shorthanded goal you saw. And second in the tournament, only the U.S. is better at 100% so far. And we are pleased to welcome Hall of Famer, two-time World Junior Champion, and first-time head coach at this tournament for Russia. That's Bima Igor Larionov. How's the experience been for you, Igor, behind the bench?
You know what, it's challenging, I can tell you so, but I'm very exciting and to be behind the bench and trying to help, trying to share my knowledge of hockey to the young generation of hockey players back in Russia. And it's quite experience, I can tell you that, and especially this time of the year when it's World Juniors and situation like pandemic around the globe. And but anyway, so it's all good. So it's all good, and obviously I would like to thank you, Hockey Canada and City of Edmonton to host the tournament, because this is like amazing for the young players to participate and for the fans around the world to watch the real good hockey.
We echo those words. 2-1 over Germany. A little too close for comfort for you this morning?
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how you win the quarterfinal game. So 2-1 or 6-1. So it's like a 3 points is 3 points, so a win is a win. So, but obviously, we would like to have like more kind of maybe more peaceful late in the second and third period. So, but anyway, so boys deserve to win and deserve to move on, and we're looking forward to get some rest and spend the day tomorrow and prepare ourselves for the semifinal game.
Depending what happens the rest of the day, you could play Canada in the semifinal. What are your impressions of the Canadians so far?
Good team. You know, we had a tough schedule. So basically, you know, we played Canada exhibition game, then we play US, and then play Czechs, and a kind of easy game against Austria. And then and I watched the team. They have a good players. They have a good system, and they play with the heart as a normal way for Canadians. And you know, so basically, it's a team. Would like to face it again. So you know what, we didn't forget about the last year loss in Ostrava.
Quickly, Igor, only one right shot on your team. You were left shot as well. Why does Russia produce so few right shots, in your opinion?
Well, James, you know what? I wish I knew this answer, so I have no idea. So basically, we would like to have 5 or 6 right-handed players, but it's but not the case. Hopefully next year, 2002, or 3 players, we'll have some more. But now, you know, we played in my days, so we played like 95% or 96% of players were left-handed as well. So, you know, we dominate the international hockey, and
hasn't hurt much over the years, has it?
No, not at all.
Listen, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck in the semis and beyond.
Thank you, guys.
Hall of Famer Igor Larionov, and by the way, of course, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. Alexander Ovechkin, a right-hand shot. Here's the way the rest of the day looks for you. The Russians already off. Sweden leading 2-0. Canada and the Czech Republic coming up, and then the U.S. and Slovakia wraps up quarterfinal day at the World Juniors. 40 minutes to go in this one, but the Swedes with the early 2-0 lead over Finland. We'll see if Finland can answer right after this from the World Juniors.
Bit of a slow start to this one for Sweden, but boy, once they got it into high gear, away they went. Lucas Raymond opened the scoring. 14-28 from Albert Johansson. 1-0, and then Elmer Soderblom on the power play from Lucas Raymond on the power play. 16:05. There's your shots. 11-4. You talked about Lucas Raymond before the game. Lucas Raymond has delivered.
Yeah, everybody loves Raymond. I'll tell you what, Red Wings fans are going to love him as well. The only people that don't love Raymond are the players playing against him. I mean, the subtlety of his brilliance, able to be slick and maneuver into all kinds of different advantageous positions, create scoring chances, better be ready. And the great deception, oh yeah, I'll pass. No, I'm shooting. Surprises everybody. He's got fight in him too. He's elusive. This is big Hellenius against him, and he draws the penalty. He says, okay, I'm going to deliver it to my big man, Elmer Soderblom, for the power play goal. Yep, Lucas Raymond, what a brilliant player. Makes it look easy so many different ways.
Olivier Gouin's going to go over and have a little chat. Well, the linesman's going to go in there. Second period gets going here in Edmonton. The 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. Hadeka took a run at Raymond. Raymond bounced off him. Hadeka went down. Philip Broberg lets the shot go, turned away. They've hit a body in front. Cleared up at center, Lundell. Anton Lundell was -4 in the face-off department in that opening period. He only won 3 of 10. It is not very often you can say that Anton Lundell comes out on the negative side of the face-off stats. He is a master. Raymond, high short side off the outside, centered in front of the net, Soderblom, and he got taken down before he could get the shot away. Robert Johansson plays this across and rattles off a shin pad and out to center ice. Niederbach tried to play it back, stolen by Hirvonen. Back for Hadeka, on for Simon Tybal. Tried to slide it through for Parsonen, intercepted. Cleared back in, and Dick Soderblom goes in after it. Billy Hanley gives him a rough ride into the backboards. Up at center. Celius took a run at his man over on the far side. Back to the line it comes, a shot that got cleared away. Ratty tries to work it off the backboards. Ratty sends it back to the right point, trying to hold it in. Niemela does. Sends it around. Butia tried to work it free. Got spilled. Shot from the line. Alnefelt didn't see it until late, but it went off the side of the net. Wrist shot, blocker save. Butia let that one go. Alnefelt punched that one away. At the line for Niemela. Little stutter step, lets the shot go. Alnefelt the save. Ratty on the rebound, tried to get it back to Vero, and Soderblom will poke it out to center. Heads to the bench for a much-needed change. Deflected out at center ice, and Hellenius for Finland flips it right back in, goes in after it, big hit, and there's a penalty coming up. Hedstrom, as Soderblom takes him to the backboards, and that was contact to the head.
You want the power play or no? Hey, watch this, Sweden, use your head. That's a power play, guys. Go on. Just watch. Check the head.
So Hedstrom has made his way to the bench. And the referee trying to calm things down, Mike Langen.
And Hellenius is going to get 2 and 10 for the hit
Finland
to the
number
head.
20, minor penalty, check to the head, and a 10-minute misconduct. Got thrown him.
Oh, there's the hit on Hedstrom.
So Hedstrom will get checked over, make sure he's okay.
Anefalt has to make a save through all kinds of traffic in front of him. Niemela does a really good job of getting himself into the lane where he can get it through, and Anefalt does a great job of not getting trapped in the net, getting out and making a really good save. Niemela is so good at just moving those laterally few feet each way to open up the lanes.
Järventie in to serve the minor penalty. And Sweden back to the power play. Elenius' second trip to the penalty box. Santeri Hatakka will play this all the way down the ice. He'll scamper to the bench for the change. Kokkonen and Viro come out defensively for Finland. Petman and Lundell up front. And Sweden on the power play. Lucas Raymond on for Soderblom. Soderblom sends it around the boards. Unable to trap it on the far side was Niederbach, but it's kept in by Victor Soderstrom. Soderstrom and Holtz play give and go. Soderstrom shot blocked by Lundell. Lundell to the far side boards will send it ahead for Petman. Petman one-on-one with Victor Soderstrom. Kokkonen jumping in from the backside. Petman turns, fires. And that went off the outside of the goalpost. Sundsvik for Sweden snaps this back in. Chopped up the boards, and this will make its way out of center. Broberg will backtrack. Plays it for Gunler and back for Broberg. The Edmonton pick winds his way in. Almost in position there for a shot. Dishes it off. Holmstrom. Back for Sundsvik. Sundsvik plays it back for Holmstrom. Broberg at the blue line, down for Gunler. Gunler in a little too deep to shoot it. Power play is over. Centering pass by Sundsvik gets gobbled up. And an odd man rush for Finland. Järventie trying to get that across. It got blocked. And back up the ice for Andre. His pass is off the stick, and Niemela is on it. No shots on that last power play for Sweden. Niemela gets chased back into his own zone. Back for Emil Viro, the Detroit pick. Jammed up inside the line and sent out at center. Nikkanen back for it. Viro to center, no further. Trying to get a stick on that was Puhakka, could not. Hedstrom is back on the bench for Sweden. And across for Lambert, for Viro. Viro back pass, score! Great pass by Viro, and Henry Nikkanen gets his second in the tournament to pull Finland to within one.
Earlier in the game, Brad Lambert came out of the defensive zone and made a play with the puck. He didn't get the puck back from Nikkanen. While Viro jumps into the play here, and him and Lambert make a great play 2-on-1. Here comes Viro, and now he zips it right to Lambert, right on the move, and then the backhand pass over to Henry Nikkanen, and Finland's right back into this game. But when you are moving with speed and you can open up an isolated defender 2-on-1, it's exactly what Viro moving up the ice and Lambert did. Terrific play. Following a penalty kill where Sweden is trying to find a way to get that third goal and really drive a nail into the hopes of Finland.
Lambert eligible in 2022. Viro's a Detroit pick. Nikkanen's a Winnipeg pick. Put it all together, and it's a one-goal lead for Sweden. Holtz plays it back at the line. Broberg with the shot. That got blocked. Went off the left skate of Anton Lundell, and then gets cleared all the way down the ice. And across for Broberg, for Soderblom. Soderblom got poke checked there by Hatakka. And Hatakka will play it for Ville Heinola. 2:32, the official time of the goal. Heinola winds his way in. Heinola dishes it off. Backdoor play, score! Ronnie takes the great pass, and Finland with 2 quick goals, and we have a tie game.
Well, I was talking about Ville Heinola, you know, having some similarities to the little general Lars-Erik Sjöberg. And our great friend Jim Young, who's in Winnipeg, Jai Raff, said that Lars-Erik Sjöberg wore number 4. Watch this little move and maneuver. And then surrounded, he's never surrounded, makes the great play, opens it up, and Aku Räty finishes it. What a shift around Johansson. The puck skills, the awareness, and what a brilliant play by Heinola, getting that all started. And, yep. The little general wore number 4 for the Winnipeg Jets in the WHA days. What a great play. Stick down by Aku Räty, and game on.
Sweden is challenging the play for offside.
So we have a challenge, an offside challenge. So it will get reviewed, and
always with
it will work almost like a timeout for Sweden as well. Does that puck come back out? Heinola over to Putia.
After review, the play was offside. There's no goal.
Well, that's a good challenge. The brilliance of Ville Heinola. No less brilliant, but it doesn't result in a goal. We can see as Heinola is trying to carry the puck over the line. Clearly offside.
He gets stood up at the blue line just long enough that he has to make a lateral move.
You know what Scotty Bowman would say? It's a responsibility of the other players to stay on side. Don't go offside, like you got to be in control.
Parsonen trying to hold up. So it remains 2-1. Canada, Czech Republic. Next up after this game, and then USA and Slovakia will close it out. Niemela. Lundell's shot. Headed to the front of the net there was Kornin. Simon Tyval. Plays this back at the blue line. Putio plays it for Lundell. Back at the line, wrist shot, save, rebound, off the crossbar for Putio. Taken by Lundell. There is some purpose to Finland's game here in the second period. Lundell back into his own end. Attica drops it back. Putio. Haka giving chase along with Nikkanen. Chipped off the glass at center. Knee back will carry back in. Knee back the wrist shot. Hokanen went down and blocked that, and now a race for it. Lambert and Johansson. Lambert will negate the icing. Nope. The linesman signaled.
I think it got knocked down the ice by a high stick, and despite the fact that Lambert got it, it was still whistled down.
So it wasn't icing, it was whistled down for the high stick.
No, it was a high stick, but Lambert beat him to the
Correct.
ice again.
(2-1) Sweden with the lead here in period number 2.
Well, Henri Nikkanen came very close to tying up this game after the disallowed goal because of the offside, the crossbar. Moves on to his backhand. Heikkinen.
Shots are 6-2. Crossbar won't go down as a shot on goal. But the shots are 6-2 Finland here in period number 2. Taken at center and sent in. Ratty goes after it. Ratty or Ratu, depending on whom you speak to. Heinola all the way back. This will be an icing call against Sweden. Finland needed that goal, the first one at least, to get back in the game. Thought they had tied things up. Offside challenge successful for Sweden. Lundell out to take the face-off for Finland. And Sundsvik out there to take the face-off for Sweden, and now he'll head to the bench on the change. Piroinen makes the save on the short side, and back up for Petman. Deflects it into the Swedish zone. Petman goes after it, tied up in behind the net. And Johansson on it for Sweden. And Johansson will bounce this out at center. Hit Niederbach, or rather Raymond. Caught Raymond up high with that puck. And Raymond will make his way to the Swedish bench. Petman on it again. Petman squeezed out by Victor Soderstrom. Keeps on going. It caroms off the stick back to the blue line. Bureau trying to skate it in, does. Bureau takes it deep. Forced to the backhand, though. Now goes to the forehand and gets it for Lambert. And Lambert's pass back to the line. Just rolled off the end of his stick. And he gets cleared up at center. Holmstrom giving chase there on Putio. Pass up the middle off the skate. And Nikkanen is on it. Nikkanen dodged the check. Puhaka back for Nikkanen. He couldn't get anywhere. And it's back for Vero. On for Putio, and he'll send it in. Alnefelt snaps it around the glass, and this climbs the glass and goes out. Some reaction from the Finland bench.
Well, Raymond gets the puck off the pass from Albert Johansson. Doesn't see it. Catches him right below the visor. And earlier in the period, Putio with the cross check. Clearly should have been a penalty. He was in some pain there. Does it get you up in that upper part of the ribs, back, maybe the shoulder?
And Raymond already banged up in this tournament. It was the Austria game where he'd left the game for some time and then came back, but got shaken up in that game as well. Another icing call here.
He never saw the puck as it was airlifted by Albert Johansson. And then it just hit him. And here's the play fire up and above. Probably got shielded out by Niemela. Niemela was trying to jump up with it and trying to do his best soccer header.
Santeri Hanukkah, the San Jose pick, plays it around for Parssinen. Parssinen, a Nashville pick in 2019. Plays it back in, and Sweden back in on the regroup. Up through center for Oscar Kvist. And taken by Heinola. Alnefelt leaves for Andre. Andre snaps it off the boards out to center. Heinola tried to trap it, could not. And this is grabbed and cleared in by Berzelius. And Finland right back with Kokkonen.
That brilliant play by Ville Heinola. He makes it look easy under pressure, slides under. Puck just moves quickly and efficiently out of your zone.
Soderblom the shot. Off the shin pad and wide. Sundsvik sends it back into the corner. Soderblom got taken down. When you're 6'7", that's a long way to go. Soderblom trying to work it out of the corner. Has a goal in this game. Sundsvik up with it. Turns on the forehand, gets it back for Soderblom. He gets wrapped up by Viro. Knocks it loose. In from the line is Bjornfot. Bjornfot trying to work it away from Hirvonen. Bjornfot stays on it. The LA pick in for Soderblom. Soderblom uses that size to protect the puck against Viro. Soderblom twisting and turning, looking for open ice. Puts it back in between his legs, trying to get to it. And good job by Viro to stay with big Soderblom. Johansson cross ice for Broberg. And Broberg will bank it off the boards and chip it in. Under 8 to go, second period. Dennis Bayak, Craig Bucknauer, TSN crew here at the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship quarterfinal Saturday. Germany has been eliminated. Russia has moved on. Shot save made by Piroinen. Kokkonen plays it around the boards. Dutia in a battle there with Niederbach. In from the line was Broberg. Dutia tries it again, sends it up at center from Putio. And now play whistle down at the line. The linesman goes for a spill. Matthew Manella tied up. And Raymond back out.
Knock him down. You're not taking him out of a game. There's nothing that intimidates that young man. Nothing.
Kokkonen rattles it around the boards. Bjornfot will play it right back outside the line. Nikkanen had it skip away from him, and Olsson will carry it in. Oscar Olsson, little stutter step, buys himself some space, lets the shot go. Good save by Piroinen, but a good play by Olsson. Kept it at the line, back down for Kostmark. Kostmark, Olsson, Gunler, the line out for Finland. Nikkanen trying to tie up Gunler, the 228s. Nikkanen cross ice and backhands it in. Off the skate. Taken by Hirvonen, drops it back for Lundell. Save made Alderfeldt. Johansson trying to wrap it up. Petman is on it. Petman back at the line. Near side from Hadaka to Heinola to Hadaka. Hadaka with the wrister. And Alderfeldt makes the stop and holds on.
Piroinen had to make a good save here. It goes off the Finnish defenseman skate Kokkonen, and you can see where Piroinen is looking one way and it kicks back the other way off the skate, hits his pad. That was a case of the puck finding the pad, not the pad finding the puck.
Another face-off win for Anton Lundell. Hirvonen from the line, deflected in front. Hadaka throws it back in behind the net. Victor Soderstrom. Soderblom couldn't handle it. Heinola with the blast from the line. And a glove save by Alderfeldt. And now we've got Petman and Hedstrom mixing it up. Time now for Gear Up with Skip the Dishes. Today we are paying tribute to our technical directors and video operators. Joanna Brannigan, Mike Laverdier, Gabby Almeida, along with Stu Kress and Joel Grolo Dussault, who monitor all the cameras and make those pictures perfect. Skip the Dishes, the official food delivery app of Hockey Canada.
There are more than 700 buttons on that switcher in front of Joanna and Mike. They need to know what every single button does. It's quite something to watch these talented folks work. Truly a talented bunch down in the truck.
Really is. The effort that they put in is amazing.
And then they got to worry about this button, which is probably the most challenging one.
That is true. Yeah, the button up here is a handful. Offsetting penalties after that last little mix-up. Lundell squeezed out in the corner. Heinola at the line. Heinola played 9 minutes and 15 seconds of the opening period. Soderstrom played 9 minutes and 4 seconds of the opening period for Sweden. Hokkinen trying to get back to the front of the net. Raymond is on it, the near side. Ratty, who thought he had tied this game up, there was called back because of offside. Heinola, cross ice looking for Niemela, and it goes off his stick. Ratty controls. Dropped it at the line. Putio brings it in. Putio around Niederbach, who lost his stick. And then the wrist shot got blocked and cleared. Nikkanen plays it back into his own end. Viro straight up the ice. Long floater sails over top the Swedish net. Putio sends it around, and Ratty will chase this back down at center ice. Back for Putio. He'll find some room. Tried to snap that to the front of the net. It got blocked. Putio on it again. Lundell walks it in. Save made on the rebound. What a chance in front of the net. Hadaka jumped in from the line, pulled it to the open space, and couldn't get the stick on it to backhand it in the open side. And now a shot deflects up and out of play.
Anton Lundell sees an opening, and he attacks that opening with the shot. And then coming right off the blue line is Hadaka. Here's Lundell, head up. He's played against Anafalt lots, so he's looking for a weakness or a spot. And here comes Hadaka. Just loses it as he tries to move to the backhand. The rebound. Heavy shot by Lundell. Keeps the puck alive, forces Anafalt to make a real committed save. You got to throw everything at it because Lundell gets it off without really showing you where he's going.
3 goals and 6 points for Anton Lundell in this tournament. Niemela with a bump there on Bjorn Fotten. Lambert on the puck. Back for Niemela. Then back for Lambert. Finds some room down the right side. Being pressured there, lets the shot go. And Alnefelt makes the save with Buhaka on the doorstep.
Hugo Alnefelt as Buhaka comes to the net, and maybe Alnefelt works at a Swedish Benihana. Give him a chop.
Well, it's been a good bounce-back game, though, for Hugo Alnefelt. Got hooked in the last outing against Team USA, but has been sharp. And again, we see Finland putting people to the net. Finland's only loss was to Canada in the preliminary. Canada was the only team that went undefeated. And a slow start for Finland and a great start for Canada in that game. And then Finland came on in the third. Simon Taival up at center. And Simon Taival now off the Lundell-Hirvonen line. And Buhaka has been put there temporarily, at least. We'll see what happens. Parsonen trying to dig that free. Berzelius snaps it off the boards, on for Fist. Fist will go after it. Viro plays this up. Parsonen takes it in. Parsonen takes it wide. Puts on the brakes. Parsonen back at the line. Niemela the wrister wide. Rebound off the backboard. Putia lets it go to the blue line, and Viro will send it back in deep. Soderstrom got wrapped up. Putia plays it all the way to the right point. Niemela hustles across, snaps it back around. Lundell back out. Lundell, and there's a penalty coming to Finland. in behind the play.
Interference penalty coming up to Akuradi. As Lundell was coming off the bench, Ratty posts up, runs the necessary.
Finland, number 34, minor penalty, interference.
Runs the interference. It allows Lundell to swing around and misses the referee, and there it is. No doubt about it.
Yep.
1:52 left in the second period. Finland's gaining some offensive zone time and getting some looks. Now Sweden gets an opportunity on the power play once again.
Sweden 1 for 4 with the man advantage. 6 power play shots, but did not have a power play shot on the last man advantage. Lundell forces it. Holtz will pick it up for Sweden, leaves it there for Raymond.
Well, you talk about the Canada-Finland game on New Year's Eve. Finland was overwhelmed for 2 periods, but I know the power play, the penalty killing showed up as very successful, but Canada had some tremendous opportunities in that game that they couldn't finish on.
This gets dropped back for Holmstrom. Holmstrom trying to clear it in. The Islander played in Bridgeport last year.
Didn't play at the World Junior Tournament. He wasn't released.
And with no NHL or American Hockey League going, does appear in this one. 8 goals, 15 points in Bridgeport for him last year in 46 games. There's a chance, short-handed. Pudia in front of the net for Petman. And Alnefeld gets the pads down post to post. Holmstrom's cross-ice pass into the skates of Gunler. Gunler lays it back into his own end. Time running out here in the second period. Johansson with the long wrister. Juroinen gloves it, knocks it down, throws it to the corner, and the second period will come to an end.
Well, Mikko Petman had an unbelievable chance. Nice pass by Putia, and puts it right back into the pads, coming straight. And when you push that hard like Alnefeld has to, if Petman can just hold on to it a little bit longer, he knows.
So it remains 2-1. That close chance there. Finland thought they had tied the game up, but got called back on an offside challenge. And 40 minutes done here in Edmonton, and Sweden
no
up
goal.
by 1.
James Duthie and Bob McKenzie back with your second intermission. I have so many questions. Watching Sweden this entire tournament, how does Elmer Soderblom go to the 6th round? Good job by Detroit. You have a giant who has great hands. And secondly, is this the best game of the tournament for fans of the Detroit Red Wings?
He's Detroit Red Wing prospect day. We saw Lucas Raymond goal and an assist. You saw Soderblom power play goal. Theodore Niederbach got moved up to the top line with Raymond and Holtz. So those are all Detroit Red Wing prospects. And then in the second period, with the Finns bouncing back in a big way, it's another Red Wing prospect, Emil Vero, who starts things off. Number 6, the Finnish defenseman. Really gets some speed going up the ice, opens things up, does a nice give and go here. Brad Lambert, great little pass back to Vero, and Vero finishes off with the pass to Nikkanen. So, boy, the Red Wings really loaded up on second and third round picks in this most recent draft, and a lot of them are on display here today, as well as first round, obviously, with Raymond. But boy, oh boy, that was a good period for the Red Wings and a good period for Finland.
Well, if you take the entirety of the period, do you think the Finns deserve a better fate than being down 1 goal?
No doubt about it. Finland came out with a renewed sense of commitment in that second period, and Sweden completely went to sleep almost from the get-go. The only reason that the Finns aren't tied or ahead is because of this offside goal. Great play by Heinola, but he's just a little bit offside. Just walks the blue line ever so slightly, and you can see the player, his teammate, is just ahead of him. But that should have served as a wake-up call to the Swedes that they're not playing. But there they are in the final seconds, short-handed, and they're giving up opportunities like that. They did not heed the fact that the alarm went off, they hit the snooze button and snoozed their way back through the rest of the period, but they're in a decent spot because they've got the 1-goal lead by virtue of the disallowed goal.
You mentioned Elmer Soderblom, 6'6", and he goes 159th overall in the 2019 draft to the Detroit Red Wings. He's standing by with Ryan Rishaug.
Well, Elmer, some pushback from Finland in the second period. Did you guys change your game, do you think, in the second from the first?
Yeah, I think we played better in the first, more aggressive and played hard, yeah.
We saw you down by the net on the power play. We see players do this more and more often, but not many 6'6" players can do it. How much do you have to practice that before you're willing to try it like this in a game?
Well, I think you have to practice a lot of in like trainings and practice, and yeah, you just have the confidence to do it.
There's a lot on the line in this last 20 minutes. What will you and your teammates talk about in the dressing room before the third?
Go back to the way that we played in first period and, yeah, compete and play hard.
Thanks, Elmer.
Thanks.
He's been terrific. We are less than 2 hours away from Canada and the Czech Republic. These fans have been out there every time Canada plays. The Canadian players waving as they walk into the arena. We'll preview that game next. Coach Andre Tourigny and Team Canada arriving for their game against the Czechs. Tourigny said the Czechs did us a favor by beating the Russians. They showed us how good they can be, and there's no way we are taking them lightly. Canada has led for 229 of the 240 minutes that they have played in this tournament so far, back with Bob McKenzie. If there was one thing you wanted to be critical of, I suppose, from that Finland game when Canada played terrific, 0 for 5 on the power play. Although it wasn't one of those games where they didn't generate any chances, and you said this power play is awful. They just couldn't convert. Fair.
You're right. The power play was objectively bad against Slovakia that day. First, especially their first unit. Against the game against the Finns, you're right, they had lots of great looks. The one guy that could really make a big difference on that power play, first power play, is Connor McMichael. Now, Connor McMichael, we should point out, looks like he's ready to break out. He hit 3 posts in that game against the Finns. But Connor McMichael, and I should also point out that for the entire tournament, he's top 5 of all players in the tournament for scoring chances. So all the numbers would suggest, and the video as well there, would suggest he's about ready to break out. But the reality is, on the power play, more often than not, as part of that first power play unit, McMichael has not been as dominant and forceful as we're used to seeing with the London Knights or even last year at the World Junior Championship. So they need him to be a go-to guy on this team, and at times he's just been a guy, although just been a guy who hit a bunch of posts and is top 5 in the tournament for scoring chances.
Right. You could argue he hasn't played that differently from last year. Last year, everything he shot went in, and this year, a lot of pangs off the bars. Alex Newhook, not likely to play for Canada with that shoulder injury?
I would not expect to see him in the lineup here. I don't think he's ruled out of the tournament by any means. If they advanced, then maybe to see him for the semifinals, but I'd be surprised if he played today. He got stood up by Emil Vero in that game in the first period against the Finns, did not come back. Looks like a shoulder injury. So what will they do if Newhook is officially not in the lineup? Well, it's pretty easy. Connor Zary moves up, is going to jump into the center spot with Cole Perfetti and Krebs. That's where Newhook would have otherwise been. Otherwise, the lines remain exactly the same. The two Dylans with Connor McMichael on the top line. Jack Quinn, who's been playing very well of late with Quentin Byfield and Jacob Pelche. That line's been very good. Perfetti and Krebs and Zary. And then you've got Mercer, Suzuki, and Tomasino, who've been very good as a fourth line, generating consistent offense. But part of the reason for that, too, is they get really favorable matchups. When you've got 19 first-round picks on your team and all 3 of those guys on the fourth line are first-round picks, it creates mismatch situations against the other countries that don't have that depth of talent.
The Czechs have a habit in this tournament of making it to the quarters and then not going any further. They've lost 12.
Two goals that period. One was called back because of the offside. This one did count. Nikkanen with his second of the tournament from Vero and Lambert at 5:32. There's your shots. Very much in favor of Finland here in the second period. Quarterfinal, you lose, you go home. How have these teams handled the pressure of that?
Well, we know that the rivalry is always going to be intense, and for Finland, they have to find their way back into the game. So they get using their size. They're hard on the puck. They're making sure that they're pressuring. Even a couple of little shots here and there, one on Lucas Raymond, but the physical play, driving to the net. We saw this early in the tournament where they worked it to their advantage. Now, if you're Aku Räty, you don't want to be taking a penalty in the last minute of the second period, the last 2 minutes, but they were able to survive that. Only 8 seconds left on the power play, but the Finnish approach was really clear. We're going to get a lot harder and a lot more competitive and a lot heavier on their opponent. They were rewarded.
8 seconds left as Räty stands. So Finland will be 3 for 4 on the penalty kill. Sweden will go 1 for 4 on the power play as Räty comes out. Raymond off the side of the net. Big hit by Raymond on Heinola. Then back up for Lundell. Gets away from him, Bjornfort. 7 total power play shots on the 4 advantages for Sweden. Finland has had just 1 power play opportunity in this game. Hirvonen brings it in, wrist shot. Allenfelt off the left pad, kicked it away. Cleared up at center, and Niemela's back for it. Niemela quickly for Hirvonen. Hirvonen with the shot. And Allenfelt will hang on to it, and we'll get a stoppage in play. Our virtual fan club enjoying this one, a 1-goal game. Getting a little late in the evening over in Sweden. And even a little later for the Swedish fans, or the Finnish fans rather, but they're hanging in there, cheering for their team. It's down by 1 here in the third.
Have to be encouraged after the second period by Finland.
Biro, little stutter step on Soderblom. Throws it in behind the net. Parsonen, back for Viro. Räty chipped it back to the line, but that was intercepted. Niemela stepped into his man on the far side. That was Heineman. Here comes Heineman now, back on Viro. And an icing call against Sweden.
I'm always interested to watch a player at his first time in the World Junior, and for Topi Niemela, the 18-year-old, the draft pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs, he has really acquitted himself very well. Competitive, excellent with the puck, coming into this game, leading Sweden in points on top of the leaderboard in that regard, but just really solid in all the areas. And
another icing call.
There's Topi Niemela. He played regular last year in Karpov, you know, as a 17-year-old. Again, played very, very well. Not easy to do that. Ends up being drafted early in the 3rd round, but nothing phases him. He's competitive. Lots of time to physically mature and mature in the rest of his game, but when you come to the World Junior Championships for the first time as an 18-year-old, well, sometimes it can, you know, overwhelm you at times. I haven't seen that from Niemela at any point.
Scoring leader for defensemen. 7 points coming into this game, 1 up on Cam York. Victor Soderstrom has 5 points. As we look at Niemela, Soderstrom and Ville Heinola continue to be the ice time leaders in this game. After 40 minutes, Ville Heinola 17:47 and 16:02 for Soderstrom. It remains a 1-goal game. Sweden with the lead. Quarterfinal action here at the 2021 World Junior Hockey Championship. Sweden will host in 24. Back in Canada next year. Here in Edmonton and in Red Deer. And then it goes to Russia. Here's a steal by Heinola. Heinola tees it up. Save made by Allenfelt. Allenfelt has been solid. Haddock. Back at the line it comes. That got turned aside. At the line, Heinola trying to hold it, can't. Cleared up at center, Lambert rides his man out. The long left wing pass for Puhaka. In for Lambert. Puhaka turns to the front of the net. Nikkanen with the chance. Puhaka with a bump. And Niederbach has it. Gets to center ice, no further. And now it is cleared in after it goes Holtz, but Vero is there. For Niemela. At center, they wave off icing. Andre after it. Came back door. What a save by Alnefelt. Hugo Alnefelt, a terrific save off of Petman. He has robbed Petman a couple times in this game.
Yes, he has. Finland attacking the net. The forecheck, Hedstrom lets the puck go by him, and the linesmen say, there's not an icing there. Should have played the puck there, but Alnefelt. And then here's the turnover. Brad Lambert's such a great skater. You see it there on the back check. There's Heinola jumping up into the attack. Sweden's going to have to be a lot sharper with the puck because Finland's dialed in right now with respect to looking for opportunities and exploiting mistakes.
Niemela at the line. Hirvonen jams it towards the front of the net. Gets cleared away by Philip Broberg. Right back in for Anton Lundell. Broberg rides him wide. Petman trying to come up with it. And it's cleared out at center. So Petman now moved up to the line with Hirvonen and Lundell. And has responded with a couple of great chances. Hirvonen gets it jammed up. Soderstrom is on it for Sweden. Victor Soderstrom, the long lead pass, comes off the backboards. Uranen will play it. That negates icing. Sweden with the loose puck. Fist plays it back at the line. It gets away from Soderstrom. Race for it. Albert Johansson is after it. Raddy's after him. Comes up the boards, and this will get flipped out of harm's way by Zion Nieback out to center ice. Back in for Heinola. Heinola puts on the brakes against Kvist. Back at the line, slap shot by Putia. And that went off the leg and didn't miss that far corner by much. Kept in at the blue line. Haddika drops it back. Heinola the wrister. Postmar blocked it and chips it off the boards and back down the ice. Haddika's pass almost picked off. Heinola covers up. As Raymond got a stick in that passing lane. Or rather, Gunler. Taken back by Niemela. Straight up at center ice, and he ran square into the checking of Heineman. Bounced up at center, Heineman. And Niemela just got enough of him to keep it from being a 2-on-1. Nikkanen carries back in, on for Lambert. Lambert forced to the corner by Bjornfot. Soderblom on the backhand, gets it to his forehand and starts out. Hounded there by the checking of Puhaka. Soderblom now trying to go coast to coast. Went to the backhand and kind of lost control of it. And then Lambert with a good stick to intercept that pass and deflect it away. Raymond carries in. Raymond to the backhand. Hiroinen down, makes the save, and now a pile-up. Both teams with some scoring chances.
Well, Lucas Raymond, the edge work, the hand work, just gets poked off his stick at the last second, but he's attacking. How about Soderblom? The reach, keeps the puck away from Puutio, and then slides in. Not able to fully control it as he goes to his backhand, but Soderblom has been very impressive. Very, very impressive. You know, it's interesting for me, Dennis. I hear things like, oh, do you think he can play in today's game? And I kind of roll my eyes and shake my head, and I go, well, what's the problem? He can skate, he competes, he can think, he can handle the puck. Why can't he play? Well, he's 6'6". Really? Teams don't want good 6'6" players?
He can handle the puck, there is no question. Has a couple of goals in this tournament, one in this game. Soderstrom turned it over. Hirvonen trying to center it, comes back at the line for Heinola. On for Hadaka, down for Lundell. Lundell spins it back in behind the net. Hetman gets all tied up. Hirvonen is in after it. Hirvonen takes it away from Soderstrom. Hirvonen off the corner boards, and the wrister goes off a stick and wide. Heinola jumps in from the line. Hirvonen backs him up. Down for Lundell. Lundell up top for Hadaka. Hadaka works it loose, and then Hadaka had it poked off his stick. Good play by Kvist. And now he'll scamper to the bench on the change. Back for Niemela. On for Heinola. Back for Niemela. Harsonen at center. Jammed up in front of the Swedish bench. Ratty trying to chop it in, does, and now taken by Andre. Quick lead pass for Holmstrom. Holmstrom puts on the brakes. Tried to send that back for Olsson, but intercepted by Putia. Holmstrom back for it. Wraps it around the boards, and this will go all the way down the ice. Icing gets waved off, and Piroinen will lead it.
Finland is so good at putting into a spot, and if you're going to be sloppy with the puck or make a mistake, they're ready to exploit you. You got to be so alert and smart when you're out there, regardless of who you're playing against, because they're hard on the puck and they're smart.
Puttio breaks this one up, plays it back for Viro, back for Puttio. Trying to pull away from the checking of Heineman. Just inside the line, but not deep, and right back up. Sweden with Soderblom. Takes a bump on the play. This gets played around and taken by Kokkonen. Cleared in by Puhakka. Puhakka now giving chase on Holtz. Bounced up at center. Raymond goes after it. Heinola gets there first. Raymond right on him. Heinola reverses against the traffic for Hadaka. Holtz is on him. And now Heinola back for Holtz, and Heinola takes a bump from Raymond. Hadaka through the middle. On for Nikkanen. And a glove save made by Alnefelt. And that was close to being offside. 11-12 to go, third period. Alnefelt, very solid. World Juniors on TSN keeps on rolling with more quarterfinal action as Team Canada and the Czech Republic battle for a spot in the semifinals. Coverage gets underway 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, exclusively on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. Czech Republic with the huge upset win over Russia, and they'll try and see if they have another upset win in their bag of tricks. Canada has looked good.
Yes, they have. And you miss the fans in the building, the spirit, the enthusiasm they have for their team and their country. See a little glimpse of it outside the bubble. The players are aware.
Sundsvik will chip this in. Nyback takes a bump, and now a penalty coming to Sweden. As Heineman is going to go to the penalty box. He run into the bench. 6 attackers here for Finland. Niemela takes it back in behind his own net. Finland's power play coming into this game at 38.4%. 0 for 1 so far in this game. Now they get it set up. And the left wing pass is too far for Viro. and Alnefelt will make the save and hang on to it. There's the penalty. Power play when we come back. Power play coming up for Finland. Emil Heineman, the guilty party with the trip. And Sweden's penalty kill has been a bit of an issue here in this World Junior Championship. Niemela slap shot, Alnefelt turns that aside. Niemela trying to hold it in. Good battle there with Kostmark. Lambert's on it. Lambert fires, Alnefelt gets a piece of it. Karsanen tracks it down, plays it down to the goal line for Nikkanen. Back for Karsanen. Back for Nikkanen. Karsanen takes the pass. Niemela. Karsanen, Ratty's in the high slot. Lambert on the near side. Niemela will hold this in. Now for Lambert. Lambert being watched by Broberg. Backdoor play. And a bit of a in tight there for Karsanen. And he floats a knuckler in on Alnefelt.
Well, Brad Lambert attacks into this area and he tries to feather it over there. Just not flat there for Karsanen, so he can't really get a lot of velocity on the shot, but the patience of Brad Lambert, just moving over, looking. The thing about Brad Lambert, he's also putting himself in a position, if he sees an opening, he'll shoot it. Such a dangerous player. Wait till next year at the tournament. He's already dynamic. He'll be even more so next year.
Son of Ross Lambert, nephew of Lane Lambert, NHL assistant coach with the Islanders. Born in Finland, did spend a year in Saskatoon, grade 6.
Yeah, he's grown up in Finland. He is a Finnish hockey player through and through with a Canadian name. And Canadian roots, obviously, but he's a Finnish hockey player.
Alnefelt's glove needed some attention.
Tools of the trade.
Yep. So the referee hustled over, got it fixed, brought it back. Special delivery.
Yeah.
Power play continues for Finland. Heinola on for Anton Lundell. Simon Tybell in a battle in the high slot with Sundsvik. Heinola plays it back for Lundell. Shot score! Anton Lundell with his 4th of the tournament. It's a power play goal, and this game is tied.
Well, we saw the tools of the trade. Well, the glove didn't work very well off of that shot by Anton Lundell. A little maneuver by Ville Heinola at the blue line. He gets cut off, but you're never cutting off Ville Heinola. Little back pass, and there it is, snapping it. It's 2-2 with 8:56 left, Dennis, and I'm not surprised one bit that this is a 2-2 game. What a shot by Anton Lundell. Keep in mind, this comes off of the offensive zone penalty by Emil Heineman on the trip on Emil Virol. You know, after the first period, Finland has carried this game. After the first period where they outshot 11-4, they have carried this game since that point in time.
5 power play shots in the game for Finland, so 1 for 2, and they capitalize with the man advantage. Ville Heinola in his own zone.
And the penalty killing for Sweden rears its ugly head once again. Or lack thereof of penalty killing.
And yet last year, it was #1 in this tournament at over 84%. Cross-ice pass for Broberg, and it skipped away from him in an on-man rush. Kutya trying to get that to the front of the net, and a good defensive play by Johansson to break that up. Shot from the right side, that deflects off a body and wide. Comes around and grabbed off by Niederbach. He'll play it back in behind his own net. That'll signal a change for both teams. Victor Soderstrom through center. Kostmark couldn't get anywhere. Trying to clear it was Vero, misfired on it. Holmstrom on it in the corner, being watched by Hellenius. Holmstrom trying to work it free. Hellenius snaps it around the boards, kept in by Soderstrom. Gunler is there. Kostmar is there. Holmstrom is there, but it's around for Vero. Vero will jam it up the boards, and Simon Tybal trying to clear. Can't on the first try, will on the second, with a little bit of help from Corrigan. Bouncing puck in on Alnefelt. Send up at center. And Soderblom will carry wide. Soderblom centers. Shot in front. That got blocked at the line. Kept in. Back to the blue line from Heinemann. Near side. Back for Broberg. Breaks his stick on it. Has to hustle over. Runs into the linesman. And Corrigan will send this in, and then he'll turn and head to the bench. Holtz gets the center and sends it in. Opening game of the tournament last year between these two. Went to overtime. And Alexander Holtz had the winner late in the 5-minute overtime. And then they met again in the bronze game, and again it was a win for Sweden, 3-2. Holtz after with Heinola after him. Grabbed off and cleared. Sent out to center ice by Puhaka. And now right back in. And Heinola will take the pass from Santeri Hatakka. Hatakka goes to the bench. Heinola up the middle. Lundell on for Hirvonen. Peckman goes to the net. Hirvonen tried to put it there. Lundell has it. Lundell throws it in behind the net. Broberg is there to scoop it away. Holmstrom chops it up the boards. And Niemela will hustle back with under 6 to go here in the third at a 2-2 tie. Petman knocked down, tied up. Here comes Gunler. Gunler was shot to the short side, probably going wide, but grabbed and held by Piroinen. And we get a stoppage in play. Anton Lundell has tied this game. Time now for the Gatorade shift of the game.
Well, you get on the power play and you get the puck into Anton Lundell's hands, who can really shoot it. His 4th goal of the tournament. And to say it came at an important time, I think it'd be an understatement, Dennis.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Billy Heinola, the only assist on that power play goal from Lundell. So Sweden had a 2-0 lead at the end of 1. There's a shot to right into save, rebound in tight. And that got chipped up and out of play.
Yeah, Sundsvik with the opportunity off the rebound. Clearly was trying to go high, but it would have been over the 10-foot basket in the NBA.
Piroinen spent the last 2 years in Windsor of the OHL, will not be going back. He's playing in Finland this year. Hatakka plays it around for Lambert, never did get to him. Shot, Piroinen the save. Broberg on the loose puck. Lambert corrals it, takes a look, skates it down low, pressured there by Bjordfot. Heinola in from the line, chipped away from him, and back forward is Hatakka with Raymond in pursuit, and he'll drop it for Nikkanen. 4.5 in a 2-2 tie. 0 for Niemela. Alnefelt will come out and chop it. Shovels it on for Soderstrom. He'll play it for Kostmar. Trying to clear it. Kostmar, the Vancouver pick from 2019. Has had face-off success in this tournament. Soderblom throws it to the front of the net. Also has a couple of goals. Niemela puts on the brakes. Finland looking to complete the change. Soderblom standing in front of the Finland net. Change complete. Absolutely no forechecking pressure from Soderblom. And now Viro will dish it off. Ratty gets stopped there at center ice by Bjornfot. Sweden just completely clogging up the center of the ice. Viro now looks for some room. Chips it off the boards. Putia spins, puts it to the front of the net. Viro got a stab at it. Comes back at the line and just skips away. And comes back out at center. Putia will hammer it back in. Broberg is after it. Off the backboards. Plays it for Johansson. Albert Johansson. Niederbach. Niederbach will get the center, send it in. After it is Holtz. Cleared around the boards, and Soderstrom will have to hurry back. And Puhaka after him, but it has enough to go for icing.
Nemo Viro has been outstanding, but as he steps in front here on this play, this is boxing out. Andre Chordney said his team needed to do a better job of it. He didn't like what they did in the third period versus Finland, and nice little between the legs pass by Theodor Niederbach to Alexander Holtz. So as long as you're aware where Holtz or Raymond is, you make those plays, you get it into the right hands.
Holtz puts this in behind the Finland net. And back up for Kokkonen, on for Nikkanen. Nikkanen with Puhaka. Puhaka gets a whack at it. And the puck loose. Finland trying to change, and here comes Sweden. Raymond drops for Holtz. Holtz wires it. Piroinen takes that one up high. And back the other way. Puhaka feeds it for Lambert. Lambert, the long shot, all in the felt to save, and Soderstrom is on it. For Kostmar and back for Soderstrom. Snaps it off the right side, boards up at center. Deflected in by Niebeck and back onto the stick of Viro. Lundell going after it. Bjornfot there into the final 2 minutes of regulation. Back at the line, Kokkonen. You'll skate it in. Bjornfot keeps an eye on him. Throws it to the net. Off the side of the net. Faked like he was coming to the near side. And Alnefelt started to move.
Alnefelt didn't know where the puck was.
Had me fooled. I was waiting for it to come to the near side. That almost found the net. Lead pass. Putia with a sharp angle. That's turned away by Alnefelt. Tied up on the far side. Finland pressing. Parssinen off the sideboards. Parssinen lays it back at the line. Hadaka the shot. That was deflected. Heinola on the near side. Heinola skates to open ice. Heinola finds some room. Heinola takes it around the net. Lays it back for Hadaka, and that shot got blocked and cleared away from Putia before he could get to it. Heinola right back in. Sends the long shot in. Alnefelt turns it aside. Off the sideboards. Lundell! Save made Alnefelt. Lundell on it again. Plays for Hirvonen. Hirvonen center. Petman. Oh, what a chance. Scramble in front of the net. Alnefelt there. Score! .3 seconds left, and Finland has taken the lead. And reason to celebrate.
Well, right before this, off the skate of Kostmar, and it's centimeters of that puck going in, but then the Finns just stayed on the puck and they attacked the net. The play comes in front. Petman misses another opportunity, but Hirvonen, who is so alert, zips around with the puck and slips it under the pad of Alnefelt, swinging around the other way, short side. Hirvonen is always alert. He's always into the right spots, and when he sees an opening, he takes advantage. Look at the joy on the Finnish bench.
What a chance. What a number of chances Petman has had in this game. He had another one there. But Hirvonen stays with it, brings it out front, and finds the back of the net with 23.3 seconds left.
Now, Ryan Rishaug interviewed Elmer Soderblom after the second period. He said, we got to be more aggressive. We got to be more forceful. He was one of the few players on Sweden that was forceful, creating some chances. Sweden sat back, and the Finns kept coming at him and coming at him. Up 3-2 with 24.9 left.
Hirvonen's first of the tournament. Played around the boards and out the center. 6 attackers for Sweden. Soderstrom on for Holtz. Tried to get it deep, could not. Cleared back out the center by Kokkonen. Cleared all the way down the ice. Handle the first man back. This will be an icing call. The faceoff will come all the way back. And the celebration is on.
You see the joy on one bench and the complete disappointment on the other bench. But Finland took over this game at the beginning of the second period, and they never let their grip loosen.
2 first period goals for Sweden from Raymond and Soderblom. And Finland comes from 2 down to advance to the semifinals. And there's the other side of it.
Give it everything you have. Both teams did. Finland is full marks. They had a disallowed goal on an offside, and they just stayed with it.
So Finland will advance, and Sweden's tournament comes to an end, and it ends with 3 straight losses. They lost the final 2 of the preliminary round to snap that long winning streak. Had a 2-0 lead in this one, and then Craig, as you mentioned, from the second period on, Finland took this game over, and both teams battled to the bitter end, and when it looked like we were going to overtime with 24 seconds left, first of the tournament for Ronnie Hirvonen, and Finland wins it. We'll have the player of the game for each of these teams, and then the players of the tournament for Sweden. And then we'll get ready for Canada and the Czech Republic, as we see the disappointment in the eyes of the Swedish players.
Lucas Raymond had a terrific game.
Of Team Sweden est le numéro 25, Elmer Soderstrom.
Had a goal and did a lot more in this game than just the goal.
Team Finland est le numéro 4, Ville Heinola.
So Ville Heinola, the player of the game, was huge. Minutes for Finland. An assist on the tying goal.
And now for the three best players of the 2021 IIHF World Junior Championship for Team Sweden. The three best players are selected by their team and will each receive a Tissot watch. The three best players of Team Sweden are number 3, Tobias Bjornfoot. Number 8, Victor. Number 8, Victor Soderstrom. And number 14, Arvid Kostmar.
Yet to come, the national anthem of Finland. 2 more games still to be played here today in quarterfinal action. Canada, Czech Republic next. Slovakia, Team USA to close things out.
Pour l'hymne national for the national anthem of Team Finland.